Hi, Dan here. Today we're going to talk about learning bar chords, which is difficult for most beginners. They haven't mastered open chords yet, and now they have to learn something even more difficult. So what is a bar chord? Okay, a bar chord is taking an open chord and moving it up the neck. So there's the bar. So here's an E chord. We add the bar. And now it's essentially the same chord moved up the neck. Now, if you don't use a bar and do this, and it sounds kind of neat, but it's not the same chord because you haven't accounted for the open strings. All these open strings. So that's how we move this E chord up the neck. So it becomes a F chord, a G chord, A chord. Okay, so what do we do first? Well, like the open chords, we start with one finger at a time. So we take the index finger. Now you want to start around the 5th fret because it's harder to do it at the bottom. So start about 5th fret, 7th fret. I like doing the 5th fret. And we take this finger and we're going to press down, keeping it flat, and we want to play with the bony part of the finger. So about in between the bottom and the side. So a hand is going to look like this. Thumb underneath. Press. Let's test it to see if everything sounds. Now, what a lot of students do is they tend to bend the finger. So bending any one of the joints kind of defeats the purpose. That's where most people get stuck. So what I found is the trick to correct that is you drop the wrist. So you drop the wrist, and what that does, it straightens out the finger. Now your hand kind of looks like a clamp. There we go. Let's test it. Okay, now we can start adding fingers. So now we're going to become a minor 7th chord. So we're working around the E shape. So here's E, E minor 7th. So we add the 3rd finger to the 7th fret, 5th string. Keep the same shape. We'll drop the wrist. Now let's practice that. A good way to practice is to drop the hand, grab the chord, drop it again, move up a fret. This lets you practice grabbing the chord as well as relaxing the hand so you don't get tension. Okay, let's add another finger. Drop the hand. And the final chord, the E shape, adding the 2nd finger. So essentially you've refingered this chord completely to add the bar. So with these chords, you can literally add hundreds of new songs to your repertoire. Thanks for listening.